Hey guys, welcome to my story, episode 3. Today we're going to be talking about a story I had while on tour in Mexico the first time. So stick around and find out exactly what happens, and wait till the end to learn how you can enter into the giveaway that's going to be coming out next week. So, the tour started in Mexico City. From Mexico City, we took a bus to Zihuatanejo, and probably many people don't really know this, but it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And it's an 8-hour bus ride from Mexico City to Zihuatanejo, and you have to go through like some crazy terrain. Long bus ride, but the buses in Mexico are actually surprisingly good. You know, a double decker. It's like there's more room than we had on the airplane in. So it was nice. But anyway, we get to Zihuatanejo, and we got the first day to kind of like relax, kind of like dealing with a little bit of jet lag. But that day after that, right towards the tour, and we did 2 shows the first night, and then on the third night, we did the show at this place called Ambar. Really nice place, kind of like bar club vibe. So they had food and stuff as well, which was nice because I hadn't eaten that day, and we were staying there pretty late because I was doing 2 sets, one in the morning, one earlier in the day, and then one closer to the nighttime, right? But the crazy thing is that the very next day at noon, we had a show due in Acapulco, which is about 8 hours. It's only a 400-kilometer drive from Zihuatanejo to Acapulco. But because of the highway and because of it's so windy, right? It takes about 8 hours to get there. And the highway there is pretty sketchy. But anyway, so we're at the nightclub. I do my set. Everything's turning out pretty well. And we already had all our stuff packed inside the van, ready to go. As soon as we're done, I am exhausted because like I was giving all my energy to this club. People were vibing, people were having a good time. And then and I totally forgot they were going to Acapulco the next day. So I was excited to get back and go to sleep. But the gentleman who was helping us out was just like, hey, we got to get to the next show. I'm gonna call him my tour manager for right now. And he's like, yo, we got to get to the next show. We're not going to have enough time to sleep, so we got to get from here and we got to go. So I was like, okay, fine, sure, that works. That's totally fine. So we all get inside the van and we start driving there. It's about 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning? Yeah, about 2 in the morning. And I am exhausted, right? And the van that we got was pretty decent when we left, but the AC ended up breaking. But we didn't think it was too bad because early in the morning, the mountainous range right going from Zihuatanejo to Acapulco is, kind of high, like elevation-wise, at least. So it was pretty cool. We didn't have any problems. So getting there, this highway, I don't know the exact name of it, is kind of known locally as a pretty sketchy highway. And many people know this is a really popular highway that they use to smuggle drugs up and down Mexico, right? So in order to travel there at night, you need like special approval from people, and we know the right people, so we were totally fine, right? But going through there, you'd be driving down and you'd see a car parked at the side of the road that has like bullet holes in it, and then every now and then you'd see like big columns of like trucks with a bunch of military personnel going up and down, right? Just, doing their job, I guess. And then, the sun started coming up. It's like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. now. And boom, the heat starts hitting us really hard. And it's getting really intense. And then at that point, we figured out that the AC in the van didn't work, right? And so I'm not really used to, I don't mind the heat. I love the heat. But when you're exhausted and it's really hot out, oh my goodness gracious, it gets to be a lot for sure. But we ended up making it to Acapulco just in time. We had to be there by noon because I had a show at noon at this beach club called Playita. And Playita, I love Playita because it's such a chill vibe right along the beach. Again, they have food, they have drinks, so it was a really nice chance for the whole team to kind of like refresh themselves. And even for me, because it's just kind of relaxing, you just do some kind of like housey beats. So I was having a good time. And then we did about a 4-hour set there. I got a little bite to eat, and I'm like, perfect. I need to go and I need to sleep because tonight is going to be hectic. because again I was doing another 2-show act, so one solo, and then later in the night about 2 or 3 in the morning I was doing a back-to-back with another guy, a local guy. So get back to the hotel or to the Airbnb that we got, I can't remember exactly, and most of the rooms weren't AC'd, but there was one that was. Thankfully enough, everyone agreed. Just like, hey, you get the AC room, and then perfect. I got into my bed, and I had, I think, 4 hours to sleep. And I got into the bed. I thought I was gonna sleep like a baby, but I'm laying in this. I'm just like laying on my bed. I'm thinking about my set, and I'm kind of nervous, right? Because this is first time traveling internationally to play a show. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I want it to be good, and I want people to like me, and like, I was definitely overthinking it like way too much, right? But I lay in my bed, toss and turn. I don't sleep at all, and it just seems like just when I'm closing my eyes, and then my the guy that we hired, my tour manager, comes in. Is like, hey, we got to get going. We're gonna be late if we don't leave right now. So oh my gosh, okay, fine. So we passed by this, like, their version of like what a 7-Eleven is, and then they had like these little like, I'm talking small cans like this big of espresso. And I'm like, perfect. I usually have espresso all the times, and it doesn't really hit me that bad. Like, it gives me a boost, but it's not that bad. I swear to God, in this little can, it was like, it wasn't coffee, it was just like crack. Because I got to the club and I was fired up. I wasn't nervous anymore. I just like, I want to get on stage. I want to party. I want to have a good time. I want everyone to enjoy this. But we get to the club. We called the guy who was our contact in there, because we had to go around back because the main entrance is full of people, right? So the guy comes out, we go around back, and as we're going down, we realize that, and I didn't know this beforehand, and I definitely should have asked next time, and the next time we went, I figured you have to ask all the clubs, because they have dress codes, even for the DJs, which I was totally not used to, especially here in Canada. They don't really care what you wear, right? I guess as long as you're not naked. But so we get there, and he's like, hey, like, you're wearing, and I was wearing shorts and a tank top, right? Because it's nighttime out, but it's still like 30 degrees, so I'm sweating, right? I'm drenched. And he's like, it's dress code. I'm like, what do you mean dress code? And he's like, well, you have to wear pants and you have to wear a dress shirt. I'm like, I don't have pants and I don't have a dress shirt, so what are we gonna do? And he's like, well, give me a second. And he comes back, and this gentleman wasn't the club manager. He was just like a clerk, I guess, or like a liaison. He just worked with, like, almost, I think, guest services kind of idea. He's like, you can't perform. And I'm like, well, that's like, I'm not gonna say that word, but that's garbage. That's not the case. So we call the manager. The manager comes over. He's like, he looks at me. He's like, you don't have any pants? I'm like, well, I have shorts on, but like, I'm hot, right? I live in Canada, right? It's cold. It's like relatively cold here compared to here. And he kind of looks at me. He's like, I mean, are you comfy? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, who cares? Go on stage, right? And this other guy got so chapped because he was trying to like follow the rules, and this guy just kind of like totally avoided it. And, you know, kind of stressed out for a little bit there, but then we get on stage, absolutely killed it. So nervous at the beginning, but for me, it's like I get really nervous until I'm on stage, until I get like 2 or 3 songs out. Boom, I'm good to go, right? And we did the first set, amazing. Second set, we did a back-to-back, and I got to know this other guy who was on stage. And I speak Spanish, but my Spanish isn't amazing. So it was a little bit rough at first, but then, you know, we started clicking, we started mixing, and it was amazing. And yeah, no, that was an amazing experience. First time touring Mexico, and after that, we went to a whole bunch of different shows. After Acapulco, we went up north to Mazatlan, Guadalajara, and then we finished in Mexico City, in which from there we went right back home. So yeah, no, I had an amazing time, and again, if the people who helped out with the show are watching, thank you so much for helping set the whole thing up. It was an absolutely amazing experience, and we actually went back this past June to do the same thing, but this time just in Acapulco. And again, it was amazing. We went with a crew this time, shot by ATR, Simber Supreme, and Mark Rosnowski, and then the same tour manager, which shall remain unnamed. If you're watching this, you know who you are. But yeah, we're coming to the end of the video, guys, and so I'm going to tell you how you can enter for the contest. So all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. In the comments, all I want you to put is what you guys would like for the next giveaway, right? Because I want to be giving you guys exactly what you want. So whether that's gift cards, clothes, and this season I guess ski lifts, I don't know. Let me know. Just comment those below, and then I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. See you next one.